Chapter 913. Oh, konnichiwa!
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Pod-D-Cast. I am the best guy ever, and today I'm joined, who's back from a distant land, Hypocrite.
Hello, I'm Eric Werheimer, and I'm really happy to be on this new episode of Tim and Eric Awesome Show. Great job.
Great job. Great damn job, Eric. Hi, my name's Paul McCartney. I'm here to do an impression of Paul McCartney. I'm actually Tim Heidecker. All right, there we go.
Nice.
Very good. Today we're reviewing chapter 912.8, where a bunch of meme YouTubers do a bunch of bullshit. Oh no, I fucked it up.
Why? All right. I'm very curious. Was this in Jump? As like a One Piece short
it's
thing?
an Ultimate Jump, which is separate from Shonen Jump, I think.
I guess maybe like a kiddier version. I mean, YouTubers in like
they went to One Piece
real
land, apparently,
fame
or something.
Like YouTubers attaining real fame, I guess happens. Like I've seen like Minecraft YouTubers having like action figures in real stores. I'm like, what the fuck? But you know, that's just the way the world is now. People, Japanese YouTubers can become One Piece. They can
I guess
become.
So. Apparently, it is a real thing. I'm Googling this right now, and I think these are real people. Yeah, seems to be. You'd think they put a link.
It's funny. There are a YouTuber group known as Fishers. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7. I'm just thinking like, Horseshoe Crew, like procrastinators, like what if we were in One Piece, huh? What if our YouTuber group was in a manga? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's write to Oda and say, please.
Good idea. Oh, by the way, I've got a link here. I'll put it down here. I just found it. They're a YouTube group with 4.8 million subscribers. And it's not like they were put into One Piece proper, but they're around the edges. They had like a little spin-off thing here. Well, cool. Good for them. Congrats.
They look like every Japanese TV show I've ever seen.
Yes, they do.
With a lot of text on the screen. And they're just sitting around talking, okay, who cares? We're better YouTubers than they are.
Who gives a shit?
Where's our One Piece chapter?
Yeah, we win. We're the real One Piece. Chapter 913. Here we go.
Yes.
Tsuru repays the favor sexually. All right. What do we got? Cover arc here. Orlumbus here. Chapter volume 41. 41 of these fucking things. At 5 p.m., a grateful farewell. First pirate expedition failed as they accidentally gave away lots of food to these like starving people. And then left without the stuff.
I kind of like this idea that Orlumbus is like a great pirate, but he's too good-hearted, so he won't actually. I think his crew like might shrink over the course of, and he'll just be like,
Maybe.
Everybody loves him, but he won't have as much stuff.
It'll be him and Columbus,
Yeah.
Columbus, his little girlfriend. I every one of these has like ended with like a thing. Like, the one of the Tontada had, like, we're going to Reverie. And, like, that was how that ended. This looks like an end, but it's not the actual end. I predict we will get one more page of, possibly two, of Orlumbus's cover arc where, like, something will happen and it'll be a definitive, like, it'll be like that classic last page something kind of interesting happens.
Yeah,
that's my guess.
It'll be the Bartolomeo with the Shanks flag.
Declares war on Shanks and gang.
Yeah.
Yep. That was pretty cool.
Something that will come up later, hopefully.
Probably. By the way, I just want to point out, remember how a couple chapters ago, Pinkbeard, attacked some villagers like, blah, I'm doing it for Blackbeard, who gave me this name. Basically, Bartolome was doing the exact same thing, only, like, in Luffy's name. So, is Luffy better? Are they, like, equally... I mean, Bartolomeo didn't, like, do anything bad that I recall. He was just trying to spread the gospel. Can't remember.
I mean, I think it's a contentious issue, but I feel like Shanks is a pirate, Luffy is a pirate. There's no reason that they have to be friends. They're both trying to be the Pirate King. I think Shanks and Luffy would both want competition rather than just one letting the other do whatever they want. So
well, of course.
So like I don't see it as like Luffy is morally superior or inferior to Blackbeard in this one way, but like generally he is because he's
contrary
a
to
cooler
public
guy.
belief. Yeah, contrary to public belief, there is nothing special about Luffy. He's just a guy who's really strong. So, I mean, he does happen to be Dragon's son. Who cares? Doesn't matter. He's just some guy. So, like, yeah, Shanks should not, like, just roll over and, like, let him win or anything.
Yeah.
But everybody should know that. Whatever. All right. Let's
get into it.
Go.
By the way, I was
in.
a little confused because Suru is the name of of the marine lady, the old granny.
Yes, the washer lady. Very stereotypical, very problematic. That's her fruit. But I'm going to call this person Otsuru because it's like a thing.
They
so,
do. In
I'll
this,
use that.
In this
Though
land
it does
of
say
Japan.
her name is Suru. Well, whatever. She introduced herself as Suru, and then the little info box says Otsuru. So, okay, whatever. Otsuru, it's fine. It's fine.
It's probably just some Japanese formality thing that is like emphasized here to show how Japanese this land is.
Well, that's for sure. There's a lot of that going on. So here are our friends. In the middle of the wasteland, Basil Hawkins is here, Luffy's got a sword, and everyone's getting ready to fuck. What is this?
Not that. They're getting ready to fight, Nate.
Oh,
you got it
sorry,
wrong
I
again.
confused the two. Oh, no. I attempt to seduce a handsome young woman last night by just beating the shit out of her, but I mixed them up again. Sorry about that.
Classic Nate.
Nami, who it was. Okay. Very, very sorry about that. Anyway, so Basil Hawkins is here, just saying, like, I don't know, what a dumb line. If you're on vacation here, I would advise you to leave. Who the fuck comes to, like, an isolationist country? Is this a joke? Is this a goofy line?
I think he's trying to be like. I think it might be a goofy line because he's sort of like a dour,
he's
like
so
no
serious.
emotions, sort of like I am cold calculating, Zane's, and like. But I feel like that was an attempt at a joke, or something.
It seems that way.
I feel like if Basil Hawkins is gonna be well. I predict. Here's my percentage prediction. The percentage chance that Basil Hawkins will have like a goof aspect to him where he tries to tell jokes but nobody ever realizes that he's telling a joke because he's so bad at it and he secretly doesn't like that. That's like a 58% chance. I'm thinking at some point we'll flesh him out in that way.
I would disagree. Well,
not necessarily exactly that, but something to do with him like saying something so sternly but meaning to be lighthearted.
Well, you know, even Law, as much as I criticize Law, even Law had a couple moments of comedy at his expense that were really good. Those tiny little moments, even though overall I don't think they did what was necessary. I do not need even though I love characters like Katakuri, who are both badass and very, very silly, I don't need every character to be funny, because it's totally fine if you've got even someone as serious as Law. It's just that you can't also make them God mode in literally everything, or else I'll be like, well, I just don't like this guy. He's just not fun. And the other thing here is, based on this chat, we'll talk about this more. I really think Oda is kind of waving the white flag in terms of doing anything particularly interesting with Hawkins. I don't think he's going to be developed much. I don't think we're ever going to get a great, incredible backstory for the guy. I think he's going to be kind of skipped over, as I feared, because this arc has so much to go through, and it's going to be one of these things kind of lost to the wayside.
I disagree with that. I think the whole idea of there being so many of the worst generation here, and also Kaido, it's going to end up that Hawkins and X-Drake and Law and Luffy and Zoro.
His name is D.A. Drake.
D.X. Drake, sorry. I forgot he likes Nintendo DS.
That's right.
He plays it all the time with his tiny little Tyrannosaurus Rex hands.
Oh, hell yeah.
But
somebody draw that. That's great.
They're all here, basically. I feel them teaming up against Kaido will be the way to beat him because of how strong he is.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I feel like in order for that to happen, Hawkins will need to become an ally, and then we'll see a bit more to him. Like right now, I'm sure he's just gonna be the villain of the moment, and he's gonna turn up again. But like, I don't expect him to be completely, unused.
I should revise my statement. I don't think that's necessarily implied. I would say that I am fearful that
what is
that
the
will
percentage chance of this, Snake?
Oh, yeah, I would say that's about I would say it's like a 40% chance that Hawkins gets ignored and not developed to my satisfaction.
Okay.
That's my percentage chance. That'll be our thing. We do. So here's Hawkins being like, do you know who actually controls the country? Luffy fucks up, saying it's Kaido, even though they're supposed to hide that. Whatever, who cares? And then Hawkins predicts at the end of the month, he says at the end of the month, the chance you'll be alive is 19%. A month is a very long time. What a strange...
I think what he's doing is that he's predicting that this arc will last a month in universe time.
I agree. 19%, like for shonen rules, that's pretty good. That's like pretty damn good.
Was there a character recently who said the chance of surviving is 0? Was that like a long time ago? Who said that? Like,
I can't remember.
The chance of surviving this attack is 0%.
That was like the title of a chapter at some point. I can't remember when it was, but that definitely did happen.
That was during Katakuri, I think.
I think it was Katakuri himself. Like, he was saying a lot of things, like there's no chance you'll win, blah blah blah. I think it was
and then
him.
Hawkins is like 19%. It's like that. Well, I like those odds.
I know, right? Wasn't Oven actually, because they had like destroyed all the mirrors and there was only one escape route.
Oh yeah, something.
But then, like with a tiny misdirection, like PCOMs came out too. Luffy just easily escaped with Sanji. Well, fucking pathetic.
Oh,
and
I
know that Jeremy showed up. There it is. Okay. All I'm saying is that like I'm used to like shonen-y tropes like in Gurren Lagann. Many times they say there is a 0% chance, and then as soon as they give a 1%, they're like, we fucking got it. We're 100% confirmed. We will win now. And 19% is really that's a healthy window.
Yeah,
that's a healthy ass window.
I think that's just like shonen, like shonen lore, that you have to have like the most. If you want it to be really epic, you have to make it so that there's no chance they win except a tiny little bit. And
that's like a power
everyone
creep.
Does that, yeah.
That's sort of a meta power creep of just shonen as a genre that like that has happened. But
I think either this is Hawkins like just bucking that trend and just being realistic with the percentages,
which I love, by the way. I like him so far.
I feel like he's got a little tism about those percentages, and I like that.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Oh, and I see that his bounty has gone up. It was something like 220 million or something before. It's 320 million. Good job, Hawkins. You're growing.
But not 1 billion, barely.
Not 1.5 fucking billion. Well, and that's another thing. Like, I know I say it, but like every time Luffy's involved in any fight, 1.5 billion berries. He has defeated Katakuri. Like, this is not an issue. None of this is a problem. He could easily dispatch with any of these people. I'm not worried about it. So that is a little unfortunate. But whatever. We need Hawkins to come in. Or not Hawkins,
all right. There's one thing I got to say about that, is that a lot of people take the bounty as a bit of a gospel, as like the power level of the person. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the situation that he was in is something that, there's something to like the bounty is not just this is how powerful the character is. This is what the Marines think this person is a threat as, like how much
Luffy
of
destabilized
a threat they are, based on what they know about him. They didn't see the fight,
and a lot of Luffy's bounty is because of the destabilization of Big Mom's crew in general, which is like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. You know what? I was a little bit too what's the word?
Hasty?
Bounty faggy. A little bit too bounty faggy. There. So okay, fair point. But he did defeat Katakuri, an undefeated, strongest member of the Big Mom Pirates. I'm not worried about this. I'm not worried.
True. But like, not every battle is the final battle where he pulls out all the gears. So yeah.
That's true. This is a literal joke battle where Luffy is holding a sword and like doing silly things.
Yeah.
But that's why it's like, oh, well, Hawkins is cool. Okay, well, let's keep going.
I mean, Hawkins is cool because we go along, right? Luffy,
I like him a lot.
Luffy has his sword, and he obviously doesn't know how to use it. He's never really tried to use it. He does a punch and he uses his fist instead of the blade, and Zoro gets annoyed.
I like that. I mean, that was hilarious. I like Zoro. So Zoro instantly is like, "Whoa, that's like a cool sword. Please give me. I want to use it." He's like yelling at Luffy for like throwing away the sheep.
It's like in an RPG, like please trade.
Yeah.
Please trade. Please.
I really like how flustered Zoro's getting here at Luffy just not giving a fuck about using swords and shit. This is good. This is good Zoro here. I like it a lot.
It reminds me of earlier Zoro chapters where, things were a bit hectic and he wasn't like ultimate Superman. And he wasn't always being like a cool samurai one slice. He was just like, they're fucking around, running around with swords. And is like yelling at Luffy for being an idiot. This is what I like.
But I guess this pretty much answers what we were thinking before. Like last chapter, we were like, "Oh, what's gonna happen? Like, is Luffy really gonna use a sword? We've established he's not much of a swordsman. He just didn't use it, which is great.
I was never like even considering that he would suddenly be a swordsman.
He literally just wanted to hold it to look cool, which I totally get.
Who would not want to do that?
Well, anyway, so Luffy almost gets bit by a big old snake dragon guy, and he chucks that boy at Hawkins, who pulls out a little sword handle thing with some weird strands and does a little stab through that lizard with his Warabide sword, which is it's like a straw sword apparently, which is it's like a thing they're doing here. It's like a thing for like some sort of weird Japanese grass swords. You ever use in like Castlevania those like weird swords made of like a blade of grass or whatever? There's like a thing going on here.
Yeah, I kind of know what that is.
Yeah, whatever. But in any case,
I mean, this
didn't work.
Is a straw man argument right here. This Basil Hawkins guy makes straw man arguments all the time.
We
got to respond with an ad hominem attack and beat the shit out of him.
like when Hawkins gets slashed, he literally uses a straw man to deflect criticism, aka attack, off himself. No, it wasn't me. It was that guy. It was my subordinate.
It was that guy you were killing.
Yeah.
like exactly. Sick burn. Like, oh, it wasn't me who got burned. It was that guy.
Damn. That's great.
Savage.
So, okay. Next page. Okay, the very next page. All right. I just want to... Next page, Zoro does a little slash. He's like fighting some guy. He does a slash. He hits Hawkins in the brain. He hits him in the brain, and Hawkins should be dead, but then Hawkins, he activates his power, and somebody else, life minus, and somebody else took the blow to the brain. Okay, can I... I get it. This is, Hawkins doesn't have much of his guard up. He's used to, like, taking damage and, like, pushing it off to other people. But, like, it was so easy to, like, slash this man in the brain. It's just, like...
Well, I don't think this is, like, indicative of him being, like, bad. I mean, he's obviously... Like, Zoro's really strong, and he's, like, on, like, a similar level, I think.
Yeah,
level-wise.
I suppose.
But, Hawkins does, he fights like this. He doesn't worry about getting hit because of all his strawman.
You know what? You're true. Rather than criticize Hawkins for like being bad at fighting or anything like that, my criticism is actually that Hawkins so wasteful. This is so wasteful. Come on, dude. Like, dodge that shit.
Maybe he's just not used to dodging shit, and he's like, I can just do this infinitely, you motherfuckers. What are you gonna do?
Well, he say infinite, but he said he says he only has 10, and Zoro did this instantly. He could easily fucking slash through this guy. He uses up a bunch of those. It reminds me that, I actually just watched the fight between Sasuke and Danzo on that bridge in Naruto, where Danzo had like the exact same kind of power.
Oh yeah, the weird like hunchback guy.
Yeah, the weird with all the Sharingan in his arm. But Hawkins is way cooler than that guy. Whatever, not a big deal. I like Hawkins, but it's like, come on. It's like a guy who, when he's writing he's writing his school report. Imagine Basil Hawkins in school writing an essay about what he did over summer vacation. His pencil, the tip breaks, so he snaps that pencil, throws it in the trash, sharpens a new pencil, and starts writing for that, and immediately breaks it again. It's like, come on now, Hawkins, that's bad for the environment. That's how I feel. He's burning through subordinates. He's burning through those samurai.
Well, he says if there are 10 of these, I can die 10 times. He doesn't say I only have 10 of these. So, like, I guess it just depends on how fast...
I just feel bad for the subordinates. Like,
are
they're
they real people,
all
though?
die.
This is what I was, like, confused about. Are they real people, or are they clones of something? Because they're made of straw, or are they not?
What I think is going on, we can analyze this, but I think what's happening is that, so, okay, the next page, Hawkins, like, whatever, he's like, these straw men represent my subordinates. My straw fruit, there you go, people, the wada wada no mi, that's his fruit, lets me hold these clones inside of me, which means that I remain undamaged. If there are 10 of these, I can die 10 times. You know what? He doesn't actually say there's 10. There could be way more than 10. He just says if there are 10.
Yeah.
Okay, well, duly noted. So basically, he seems to make a straw clone, like the one that we see with the slash coming out of his body, like in the next, or like in the previous page. That thing is the clone of the person. It's what takes the damage, and that gets off-put onto the person who the clone was made of. So he makes a little straw figure of the person who, like, maybe contractually agrees
so it's like
to be...
a voodoo doll sort of thing.
Indeed.
Like he has like a voodoo doll of a guy, and then when he gets slashed, it's like the voodoo doll's getting slashed, and then the guy gets slashed. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I get it.
I was trying to figure this out. I guess he also uses his straw fruit here. Maybe make a little straw hat. Maybe a little straw hat at some point.
Maybe he made the big ancient straw hat.
Maybe he did.
Whoa,
I mean,
whoa. Another prediction. 100%. At the end of this, Luffy's straw hat's going to get damaged again, and Hawkins is going to use the straw fruit. Now he's an ally. He makes a little mend. Dude,
I mean, Luffy's hat has had those 3 slashes that Buggy put in at the very beginning of the series forever. If this guy could do a little repair work, that might be... and I was also going to say that, let's not forget, we just came from whatever something Boshi, like Wada Boshi Village or whatever, which is a straw hat making village.
Yeah, they make those straw hats.
This guy has straw powers. Like, talk about a happy marriage of 2 forces. Good. Yeah. Please, make it happen. Do it. Form an alliance. He should be best friends with that, like, straw hat making village. They should be buddies. Well, anyway, this is cool. I like him. And then he does a thing where he pulls out like a big old demon man. There he is.
That's not a legitimate scream. You're not actually scared.
Well, I would have been scared.
Look at this liar here. This fake actor.
I tell the truth. Let's not forget, though, when Hawkins first showed up, what we seem to see, as far as, I did not look this up, but it looked like Hawkins turned himself into a straw guy, and we saw him, like, putting straw kind of, like, over his body. So maybe he can, like, wear this thing as a suit as well or something. I don't know. Whatever. This is cool. Yeah. Regardless.
We'll learn more about it later, I'm sure.
I'm sure
they get away. He does this thing, though, with his cards, which I think is completely separate from his devil fruit. He just, like, has this sort of clairvoyant, like, I look into the future. Mm-hmm. And then Luffy's like, haha, I learned that too from Katakuri. And he's like, what?
Wait, did he do that? Did he say that?
No, he didn't say that. But, like, assuming he has some sort of observation haki thing as well.
I mean, okay.
It could be that, or it could just be a funny, like he just so happens to be lucky with them. I mean, when there's observation haki in the mix that says you can see the future, now everything about, like, fortune telling is like, do they have haki? Is that what it is?
This is why I hate turning tropes into powers that are like, anyone can do it. Like, okay, it's fine. I'm over haki existing, whatever, for the most part, not completely. I choose to believe until I'm proven otherwise, this is just like a unique special thing that he can do because he can, like, read the cards. That's a thing. Fortune telling. That's a thing people do. He seems like that guy. Isn't he called the fortune teller? Isn't that like his?
Yeah.
Basil?
His thing is like he keeps calm so much because he reads the cards and he knows what will happen. Yeah. But he has the percentage thing.
He's called the magician. It's called the magician.
He knows that. Sometimes he could be wrong, so he has, like, the percentage things. Like, I'm pretty sure this is what the heart of the cards is telling me. 19%.
Is this like a Garnet thing from Steven Universe? She's like, I can read the pathways of the future, but, like, they don't always happen, bro. I can't do you don't pin me down on this, bro. Oh,
that's exactly what she sounds like.
Pretty much. Well, whatever. Anyway,
Dude,
he pulls out a
Steven.
big voodoo doll thing. It's going to attack him. He does a prediction thing. What does it say? So the card says there's going to be friendly fire, and then seemingly one of his allies just slashes another one. Was that because of the card?
That's what I'm thinking. Like,
why would this happen if it wasn't for the card, you know?
Yeah, it's funny because he has the straw fruit, which is like straw. I guess there might be like some sort of pun with straw and like card fortune telling that we're not getting, because
it's possible.
It seems to be that his cards, when he draws them, they happen. And he doesn't know what cards will be, so they might be bad for him, they might be good for him, and he's thinking, I think I'll draw a good... Or he says, I'll draw a good card next time. He knows what he'll draw. He knows he'll draw something good for him. But,
or maybe he's, like, trying to be optimistic, like, don't worry, guys, I'll draw a good one next time. But he doesn't actually know? I hate this prediction shit. Oh, I'm not a fan of...
It's a bit hard to parse right now, because there's only one bit of a fight here.
And you know what? And we'll see in a second. Okay, here's what I really hate about future prediction stuff. Like, Oda, now that he's written in a character who can, like, predict the future, he can now just, like, it's not like real life, where you have to, like, make a prediction and then hopefully things will go that way, you know, in accordance with your prediction. No. Oda is making this up as he goes. So he can make, like, any prediction, he can just make come true or not at his complete convenience. Well, so it's totally
I don't
not
think
impressive.
I don't think that's any different from any other way a person writes a story. You can have anything happen. But, like...
Well,
the only thing that's different here is that Hawkins will say it before it happens, maybe. Like, there's nothing really different in the way the story is told. But yeah, it is kind of useless.
Yeah.
The things you can do with a character like that is that you can have characters... Like, either you have it so that the character predicts the future, and people act on that prediction, which causes the future to happen.
Yeah.
In which case it's just like, it's one episode of some TV show. Like, it's just, kind of interesting for a little bit. Or it's...
But then when that person's around day to day and they're making these kind of predictions, it's just like, well, all right. Like Garnet. Like Garnet
wait.
So...
I completely... Yeah. All right, I'm going to rescind my comment from earlier when I was talking about, like, Basil Hawkins with a goofy thing about, like, telling jokes. I think instead it's just going to be like, I predict I will enjoy these cornflakes today. Like he'll just make predictions based on stupid shit that not really is...
Well, that's fine. That's fine. I like that
that's
stuff.
Him. That's what I think. But, like, I'm not sure about the predictive capabilities of Basil Hawkins yet. I think it's kind of like... It doesn't really add anything aside from the idea that picking up a card causes that to happen in reality. And maybe if he doesn't pick up the card, it doesn't happen.
I don't know, man. I just don't know what the fuck to think. Like, did the card cause his friend to slash his other friend? I don't think so. I do not think so.
I think it might have, because there's... Like, what else could it be?
I think it was just, he's just good at predicting things that are going to happen, is what I think.
That guy's clearly attacking another one.
I mean, it does look that way. It does look that way in the
deliberately.
panel.
He slashed through his sword, and he's facing him and yelling. It's like, there's no way that was an accident.
That looks really deliberate, what's happening there. It really does. Maybe the anime would clarify, but, you know.
But he's got, like, he says here that these cards can be a little risky, but I have some that give an individual the ability to surpass their limits.
Okay.
Also known as, like, changing the present with, like that guy would not have slashed his friend or colleague or whatever if he had not drawn the card.
That's what he seems to be implying. He's saying that my cards can change, like, can give people power and surpass, like, the fucking destiny.
But he doesn't know exactly what he's gonna pick, so it might be bad. And I think when we get to, like, the Kaido battle, he's gonna be like, if I pick this card, there's a 50-50 chance it will kill you, or it will make you strong enough to punch Kaido in the nuts and make him fall over. And it'll be like, shall I draw it? Mugiwara no Luffy.
Why?
And then it would be like, draw it. And he draws it.
Drop
like,
it.
Dead.
Prepare for all those memes.
Good old,
Draw it.
Good old memes. What do you think?
Real question, why does Hawkins have this power?
Not
like,
sure.
Why? Well, okay, whatever.
The reason I was saying like earlier there might be a connection between the words for straw and fortune telling in Japanese that would make it part of his devil fruit, and it's all fine.
If this is a devil fruit related power, I will be extremely confused because I don't get if there's a pun connection and Oda explains it, okay, fine. I bet that's not going to be the case. I do not know, but I'm betting that it won't be. This is just like a thing he does anyway. Like, if he's just he has the power to reshape causality by giving people power with his card draws. What does that fucking mean? I don't understand. It means
he plays Yu-Gi-Oh at the highest level.
I mean, he definitely is doing that. I want a Hawkins versus Kaiba Yu-Gi-Oh match stat immediately. Yeah. And okay, the last thing I'll say about this is that Hawkins dropping this line about giving individually the ability to surpass their limits. This has confirmed two things for me. One, what you said. First, it's that Hawkins 100% will join Luffy's team at some point in this arc. I have zero doubt. And this power will be used to, like, help Luffy overcome something, probably specifically fighting Kaido. Because I imagine in this arc that we'll get to the place where we're like, oh, here we are. We can't hurt Kaido. He's, like, too strong. He doesn't take damage. Nothing can hurt him or kill him. And then Hawkins will be like, I could try my little power punch, card draw thing. It's my hypothesis. I think it's going to happen. That's it. That's what I think. Yep. And by the way, by extension,
100%.
Yeah, exactly. And by extension, I think that means that, like, if Hawkins joins, I think Apu, Kid, Killer, etc., everyone's going to team up against Kaido, is what I think. Like, these guys were trying to take down Kaido anyway.
Yeah. I can't wait for the worst generation, like, pose like a team because shit just got real sort of panel.
Luffy got that with Capone. I mean, a couple cool times. Remember when they're meeting across the table?
Yeah.
And whatnot? That was dope.
I like drawings. I like manga, dude. I like reading manga.
I like magma as well. Moving on. Next page. So all of a sudden, the dog just gets spooked and just grabs Luffy and Zoro in his mouth and starts running away. And Hawkins draws his thing and is like, ooh, I drew a good card. It's the Pursuit card. Hierophant in reverse. And then I don't know.
By the way, look at those cards. They're very cute. They're like skeletons, but like cute skeletons. If you turn them upside down.
I like the designs. But so he draws this card, and then presumably because of the card, it powers up his devil
guy and
guy?
makes him faster, so he can catch up.
Yeah, and then we see Hawkins doing a sort of like remote. He slashes his sword, that makes the thing slash its sword, and Zoro specifically comments on, what is this strength? And I kind of feel like this is showing us, like, he just drew a good card, this Hierophant card in Pursuit. It is now strengthening, like, the otherwise, what would have been a weaker Pursuit that his thing is doing. I feel like that's what Oda is implying. He's, like, showing us that this power does good things and is strong.
It's really just... I think this problem that we're having here is really just the idea that people can have devil fruits, but magical abilities don't exist outside of that, really. Haki is one thing. Well, yeah, but like, it's confusing when they have both.
Okay, it's confusing. That's true. It's definitely confusing. It's the number one source of confusion in One Piece.
What other character has like a devil fruit and a magical ability?
Well, like just in the Discord earlier, we were arguing about like how. So when Sanji first used Diable Jambe in an SBS, someone asked like, why doesn't Sanji get burned? Because Haki did not exist. It wasn't even conceived at this point in the series. We know how he generates the heat. He spins really fast and makes his foot heat up, and then he kicks you with the heat. But how does he not get hurt? And Oda said it's because his soul burns hotter. And like that is basically a magical, nonsensical, shonen-y, rule of cool type ability. And that's okay. Mm-hmm.
But I feel like fortune telling isn't a rule of cool sort of thing. It's just a magical thing. Like, how do you do that?
I'm trying to think if there's any other abilities.
What was like Apis, the girl in Skypiea? Didn't she have like?
Oh, she literally had mantra, aka observation Haki, is what it's become now.
Yeah.
It used to not be hockey, but now it is. It's a thing.
And this is clearly not observation hockey because it's changing things that it.
Yeah, definitely. This is beyond. This is like, I mean,
So
they
it's
call him the magician. Like, I'm willing to believe that magic exists in One Piece. Just look at Devil Fruits; they're pretty magical.
Yeah.
But
it's confusing because we haven't seen like a clear basis of a distinction between a devil fruit and magical abilities that one can either learn or have, or bloodline things.
Yep. We'll just, I'll just put a pin in it. I think it is a unique magical ability that he has for some reason that we may or may not get into later. But whatever. Also, Hawkins looks so cool here. So Zoro slashes the big guy. So this is interesting, actually. So the big thing here, the big voodoo guy, spits nails at Zoro, which is a pretty cool thing that it can do. It just spits a fucking bunch of nails. It actually hurt Zoro quite a bit. Zoro slashes the guy.
Protecting Luffy and stuff. This is a really cool Zoro moment. Where Luffy can't really do much because he's got the girl to protect. Yep. And nails will pierce his skin, so he can't really punch them away. So, Zoro's the man here.
Zoro just handled this. Zoro's the man now, dog. Indeed. And then Zoro slashes the big old straw man in half, which, interestingly, does clearly hurt Hawkins. So this is literally stand rules with this thing. That thing was Hawkins' stand. It got slashed. It hurt Hawkins, but then Hawkins then passed off that damage to another one of his straw men, which was... pretty cool. Look how cool Hawkins looked there. God, I love that frame. He looks dope.
That is a cool face. Shit, this guy's tough.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck. But I'm so emotionless, so I'm just gonna scowl just a.
Do you think Hawkins feels the pain each time that happens? I feel
he
probably does.
It would make him pretty cool, pretty badass if he felt the pain, but he just didn't do anything about it.
He got his fucking brain slashed open earlier in this.
Maybe not the full pain. Maybe it hurts like a slap with a whip or something.
I mean, maybe. We're probably not supposed to think about that much. Anyway, so the Hierophant card, they escape. Hawkins drew the Hierophant card. Is the reason why they had help escaping because he drew the Hierophant card? How powerful is this? See, this is the problem with this stuff. But okay, whatever, we get it. Anyway, they escaped. They run away, and there's a girl on the dog too. I can't believe you were able to fight off Hawkins. My name is Tsuru or Otsuru, who looks like an actual Japanese drawing.
Yes, I really love the fact that this is the first aside from Big Mom and any old ugly woman, this is the first beautiful woman that has a completely different face type.
I think beautiful's a little bit of a stretch.
No, because clearly she's young. She's got the lipstick. She's oh yes, I'm a maid. She's a maiden. So. Like maidens always have the big round eyes in One Piece and exactly the same head shape, and just variations on hair. Okay, and that's it. Then this is completely different.
She's maybe like a madam or something. Not that old or anything, but okay. I mean, it's cool, and I like her weird shaped head and all this ukiyo-e art style she's got going on.
I just really love the fact that he you got this Japan arc, and he's going full tilt with all the Japanese stuff. This is exactly what one of those, not exactly, but so close to one of those traditional Japanese paintings of people.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. One Piece is the perfect series for that sort of thing because it actually has a unique, highly variable art style. But it's interesting that you say all that because we're about to meet another female character who does not in any way do this shit. But we'll get to that. So blah blah blah. They got Otama. They're taking her, and our hero Tsuru is like, oh no, she drank the water. Bring her to my tea house. I will prepare healing stuff to save her. Isn't that convenient?
I don't even think they could parse that. But yes,
you don't think so? They'll know. They will know. So she's gonna. They already found the answer to their problems. Hooray! So here they go. This is quite convenient. This really is quite convenient. That the person who they caught happens to be someone who could help. But it's okay. No, Nate, it's okay. Don't point out things like this that are big plot conveniences. Just swallow it.
Isn't it convenient that Basil Hawkins drew the right card at the right time to allow them to escape? Basil Hawkins really is going to be convenience central This is like the most
really
convenient arc of all time.
He really is. He really is. And if anyone, I don't want to go into my whole thing again about how I'm only pointing out like the extremes here, but okay, all right. Anyway, here we go. So they, where are they now? Yes, the town of leftovers, Okobore town. We've got a young, and Luffy, of course, is like, oh, thanks for helping us. Zoro, of course, has got blood all over him and shit. All right, they're gonna help. She's gonna help. All right, there you go. Luffy's feeling good. So in Okoburo town, Okiku is being propositioned to become a man's wife. She won't have to work anymore. She'll never get hungry. And just look at her, everybody. Does she look familiar to you by any chance?
No, she's got a little bit of a smaller mouth than usual.
No, she does not.
She does. She's got what's she got? She got actually her
eyes are a little different.
They're not like different. They're just like kind of sketchy, like literally sketchy. I feel like this wasn't really gone over. A lot of this chapter feels a bit like sketchy in the art department. I'm not sure why. Maybe Oda's got a bit of arthritis, just shaky hands, like, oh, I can't do this anymore. I'm getting too old. He's only like 40 something.
Yeah. Her eyes actually do look different from Nami's. Like Nami is like they look different from Robin's, and they look actually more like Robin's than Nami's. But like those like lines around the edge of her eye do look a little different. Like when we're dealing with like quote unquote attractive female One Piece characters, you got to really parse the details to see like what the difference is between them. She's got.
I mean, as far as we know, she doesn't have large breasts, so there's that.
That seems to be true.
If she removes that like T what do you call it? Something tray. Yeah. And then there's like massive bazongas underneath it, and people there it is.
That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. I'll keep an eye out for that. I just googled to see if Conus had like a big rack, and she does.
They all do, but like if this one is different, it would be at least like that. At least something.
That'd be something. Okay, so anyway, we got a big boy here. Talking
about big
here.
racks. This guy's got the biggest of them all.
Yeah, he sure does. What's his name? Urashima, the world's biggest sumo wrestler. Oh, wait, no. I meant the world's the country's best sumo wrestler. Also probably the biggest. I mean, look at him. He's talking mad shit on her village. He's like, this place is made of leftovers. I don't want to eat anything, but you should marry me because you are a sexy young lady. And I want to wrestle you. Imagine these two fucking. Just imagine it.
No.
I can't do it. Okiku.
Oh, just imagine like the Jinbei and Not Safe for Work fan art you look at every day.
Yeah.
And just replace Jinbei's face with this guy's face.
This guy's slightly more of a unit, but they're pretty close. They're pretty close. So anyway, the gang's getting here. Okiku's like, oh, there you are, Tsuru-chan. Blah, blah, blah. Go make the grass. Go make that dank grass, bruh. And she's like, okay, I'll go make it. And I mean, that's all it. They're going to make the tea.
By the way, I just want to point out,
yeah,
sumo wrestler villain from the capital makes a lot of sense. He's huge. He's big. He's fat. He eats all the food, and he goes to this tiny little fucked up town with nothing there. Everything is made with leftovers, and he's like pushing around everyone like, I'm so fat. I eat so well in the capital. This place sucks.
The food. I really like the food
delicious.
theme going on here. It's cool. It's very interesting. Yeah.
I want to see Frankie have a sumo wrestling match with someone.
Oh, that'd be good. Frankie has had one good fight in Water 7, or Eni's Lobby. He's had one good fight.
Yeah,
he needs another one.
Whatever.
Senor Pink, no. The problem with Frankie's fight with Senor Pink is that
it was all Senor Pink.
Exactly.
Frankie didn't really need to be there.
Threw some punches, is what he did. Boring. He's a fucking cyborg. You need to, he needs to, unfold himself and turn into a huge array of guns and just blast the fuck out of somebody. That's what I want Frankie to do. Where is Strong right? Where's Beans left?
I think he needs some a Rasengan, a thing he always does. Not literally,
right.
but the thing he always does to finish a fight. His at the moment he's got so many weapons and they're all really powerful and none of them
they're all
feel
very generic though, kind of.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
They're all generic and they're not
Coup de Burst and Frankie Laser, whatever, are good though.
Yeah. like Frankie Beamwood.
Coup de Burst was his like iconic big move.
Yeah,
he needs
it was
to
so
bring
silly,
that out.
and he doesn't do that. I don't.
He doesn't do it anymore. I think Oda's having a tough time with like knowing what to do with Frankie.
The moment Frankie is a toy,
he needs to be fixed. He needs to be addressed. This arc is the time to do it. This is a big battle arc.
Yeah,
hell yes.
But like, I was gonna say the thing Frankie needs is like a fight in which he struggles physically and gets like maybe some part of him like gets chopped off, like his arm is like destroyed, and he's like,
remember
he has
when
to
his
fight with
eye,
one arm.
after he got suplexed by in a spectacular fashion by Senor Pink, when like he had the Terminator eye, like that was dope as hell. That was fucking awesome. But yeah, that you're right. He needs to like struggle visibly, and like a lot of what makes shonen fights interesting is, I don't know, people are gonna roll their eyes, but it's the intellectual content. Like there's the reason that Zoro versus Mr. One is like one of the best fights in the series, because it's pretty much sword v sword man. But Mr. One is interesting on his own, and he presents a unique, more or less intellectual challenge for Zoro. Overcome how to cut steel. It is the only way you'll be able to win. And by the end of that fight, Zoro had grown, and it was like legendary. Like, what did we learn about Frankie by the time he beat Senor Pink? That he can punch harder than Senor Pink. That's what we learned.
I don't even remember like the fight part of the Senor Pink.
No
fight.
one remembers. They just remember the flashback and all that.
Yeah,
you know. You can make a fight good. Luffy versus Katsukuri, like the best fight in the series. Luffy versus Crocodile, legendary. You know, you got to give us more. You got to give us more. Even Usopp versus that fish man from Arlong Park, I remember quite well. What was it?
Chew,
Chew or whatever. Yeah, my fellow big lip boy. Because like that was a battle where Usopp had never had a real fight. I mean, he fought Kuro a little bit, or Django, whatever. That was like a gimmick fight kind of. But this was like there is an opponent. I am Usopp. I need to like evolve to the point where I can actually beat like a powerful opponent in a real battle. And if I fail, I will die. I am not a Superman. I am just some asshole. So I got to use my wits and like figure shit out. And I'm not saying Frankie needs to fight exactly the same way, but Frankie is a smart man. You know, he's a very smart man. He can figure some shit out, and Oda can write him an interesting fight. I'm
a lot
sure
of the time,
he can.
I think it's difficult with Frankie because he is an older gentleman, not like Brook, but like
he's like 40 something or 30 something.
Yeah, he's a middle-aged man, and the rest of the crew are a bit like young and naive and full of gusto and full of beans and all that. And they have the fights with the like, I'm never gonna give up. But Frankie, he does that, but like, he never gets shaken by anything.
Yeah, Frankie's a little oddly placed, I guess, age. No, I mean, you could definitely give him a compelling and interesting fight. I have no doubt.
Oh, no, absolutely. But, like, recently, like, after the time skip, he hasn't been, like, flustered really at anything.
He hasn't done, like, literally anything since the time skip other than be the vehicle by which we get a cool backstory for Senor Pink. That's the one thing. And, like, that wasn't him. That was Senor Pink. So, yeah, he's desperately in need of, like, character fleshing out, a good fight of some kind. Like, let's workshop this real quick. How to make a good Frankie fight. I think what you said is imperative. First of all, you need an opponent who can wound him seriously. So, like, a samurai world full of people who can cut steel, there's a good option.
Yeah, like he just needs a difficult fight. Like, Senor Pink, I don't remember being, like, that difficult.
Yeah. That was like a meme fight, kind of. Remember they were, like, kissing women and stuff, and it was, like, a big thing. Like, that was fine. Yeah. It made me laugh.
It was pretty cool, but, like, he needs a, he needs his, who am I thinking of? I guess Katakuri would work, but, like, his, the leopard man,
from Lucci, Rob Lucci.
Yeah, he needs a Lucci, because in Annie's Lobby, he had a fight that was sort of pushing him to his limits, but he just needs another one. He needs someone who, like, makes him almost die, and then he wins,
really
and that is a very big, like, turning point for the general story.
Yeah, I agree. Oda just needs to be creative. Don't be lazy. Don't just focus on Zoro and Luffy exclusively and forget everybody else. I think I said before, this is the arc for Chopper to shine. This is the arc for Zoro to shine, for sure. And we need Frankie.
I mean, I predict. Here's my prediction.
Yeah.
There's like a 23% chance that Frankie will not get a good fight, and instead he will get a good fight when Vegapunk is in the story as like a main guy.
Let's just not forget, though,
reveal
that Frankie joined the series like more than 10 years ago at this point and has had one good fight. That's just, that's just the world we live in. Even Brooke has now done like significantly more impressive things with the whole Big Mom situation than what's his face did than Frankie. So just keep that in mind, Oda. You gotta keep us invested in all the characters, or else they'll get bored like I am with Chopper. But there's always time to fix. There's always time to make a good thing happen. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, and then the last thing I almost forgot. Yeah.
We got Bear. We got Law's crew.
Beppo, Penguin Boy, and Other One.
Other One. My favorite.
They are. Everyone's favorite. I wonder if these guys will get fleshed out at all. Like these
guys.
I
don't think so.
You don't think
so?
that
Beppo maybe, but like there's too many crews to have like multiple members of a single crew get fleshed out aside from maybe Kaido's crew.
I mean, we better fucking flesh out Kaido's crew. Now's the time.
Yeah. You get Jack there, and what happened to Jack, by the way? He was
last we saw Jack. His ship had been destroyed, and I mean, he is a fishman who had eaten a devil fruit, so he was trapped underwater, unable to move, and waiting for someone to come and like save him, because like he could survive down there because he's a fishman, but he can't move. Yeah, he's the first fishman. Oh wait, no, Vanderdecken is a fishman who had eaten a devil fruit. Yeah. Well, anyway, I do not look forward to seeing Law, but if we keep his, involvement in the story light and don't get overboard with the bullshit, it could be just fine. It could be just fine. Maybe Law will like be way better this arc because Oda isn't doing the whole like deep backstory where he's like, so related to like Doflamingo and they're going through all that bullshit.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be more of a Law from Punk Hazard where he's just like brooding, has a plan, and gets flustered a couple times, and it's just like he's pretty cool. Like he is.
I didn't like when Punk Hazard either, but that was better than Dressrosa.
Well, you can't
he needs
have
to
everything.
smile. What happened to the fucking Law who was introduced and flipped off Kid? Remember that? That was good Law. Where did he go? I missed him so much. Oh, fuck.
Maybe he'll flip off Kaido and say, "Fuck you, Kaido."
I would love that. I would love that if he did.
I mean, he's had some cocky moments in like Punk Hazard, I remember.
Well, like when he beat Virgo? It was lame. Gay. Why is he so strong? What the fuck? All right, whatever. Don't need to get into that.
There's an endless supply of things to complain about. Even though this is the best manga of all time, there's nothing wrong with it.
Well, I agree with the first statement there, but I mean, it's true. It's you're absolutely right, Gabe. You know what? That's a good sentiment to leave off on. It is absolutely true. One could go through any manga and nitpick all day, and I'm sure some people would accuse guys like me of doing that. But I love One Piece, and it's a joy to read it every week because there's so much good. And just because I'm a very critical reader who definitely is geared towards pointing out things that I detect as bullshit or bad writing or whatever. There's so much to love. I'm not going to let it ruin my enjoyment of the series. And I hope you don't let my mild criticisms or severe criticisms, make your experience of this podcast worse either. There you go. There you go.
And my final thing to say is that I like Beppo's hair thingy. It's very silly. It's
very silly. And I'm sure they will not notice him at all because he has that hair thing going on. You know what's funny, though? If this was written by someone who wasn't Japanese, I'd bet Oda or like the author would be called like they were being a little racist, being a little stereotypical with the characters. But because it's a Japanese man, nobody gives a fuck. Think on that as you will, fair viewers. That's all I have to say.
Okay.
How provocative.
Yes, very, very intellectual of us.
Indeed. No Shonen Jump next week, so get fucked, everybody. No. Very sad. Very sad. All right. Thanks for listening, everybody. That's the end of this episode of the Podcast. I hope you enjoyed. Patreon.com/thepodcastpirates. News update, everybody. Race War over. Commander War commence. Join the Pod Discord. Don't be a filthy white. You want to be a yellow golden boy. Ooh, golden boy. That's a good name for them.
Yeah, golden boys.
Yeah, there are golden boys. They give us the most money. Therefore, they're the best people, and they're also getting One Piece or something. They're fighting for it. It's a big thing. Get in the Discord. You'll find it out. Even if you're a lowly white and you just want to see what's going on. Our Discord is active as hell. And it's great.
Yeah, it's kind of too active. We need to tone it down. Unsubscribe. Leave.
That's why I love the tiered structure. I can go, slum it up with the common whites in the main chat. Hit up Mare Joie for a little bit for my intellectual discussion. Head on over to Raftel for a bit, just to touch in with the true elder gods. Hit the Commander's Lounge just to touch base with the people who are running this shit. And then, you know what? I got to make a secret chat just for you and me for the captain's quarters or something, where we have a bunk bed in the captain's quarters, and we fight every day over who gets the top bunk.
It keeps flip flopping.
Yeah, we keep like what we have one bunk each.
We could have like beds, our own captain's quarters, but there's only one, and we just fight over the top bunk.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we have a bunk bed, and what we do is when I'm on the top bunk, I'm there. What we do is we push the bed over, onto its side, and then we flip it up such that it's now upside down the other way, so that the bunks are now swapped, and now one that was on the bottom is now on the top, and the top one's now the bottom, and then we just roll it back and forth.
Yeah,
every day.
The mattress stays on that side, so like the top person in the top bunk, when you flip it, is just strapped in, like staring down, and the person on the bottom bunk is
stares up
underneath
at the
the bed. No, they're underneath the bed, looking at the floor.
Okay. I was thinking that they swivel, but whatever. That's good too.
All right, please
enjoy that headcanon, everybody. Draw it all for us. All right, thanks everybody. Draw it and then send it to us in the Pod Discord or on Twitter. That's fine too, but. Yeah. Whatever you want to do, fams. Well, thanks for listening, everybody, in another episode of the podcast. I hope you good. Hope you great. Surrender your will as of this date. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Bye.
Goodbye.